Blog Talk Radio. Chatting with Nat is a podcast for independent women seeking to speak their truth and to break down barriers. We host honest conversations that help to guide and empower women. Speak your truth and set yourself free. Let your voice be heard. Hi everyone, this is Natalie Jeans and Shauna, and today on Chatting with Nat, we have the honor of having singer-songwriter LELE Rose, blending her powerhouse vocals with elements of R&B, rock, jazz, soul, Latin, folk, and electronics. Lianna, a.k.a. LELE Rose, produces an eclectic repertoire of music from piano ballads to rock and roll and dance. She has independently released her music listed with ASCAP. With nearly a decade of professional experience and hundreds of live performances, she has entertained audiences on piano and vocals across the U.S. and internationally. LELE shares her passion for charity and healing through music to make a positive impact across the world. Let's give her a round of applause.
Audio Jungle.
Hi, LELE. How are you?
Hi, doing great. Thank you so much for having me on Sisters in Music.
Yay. So, how have you been during this cray-cray pandemic, George Floyd, election, Ukraine, Roe versus Wade, all kind of cicada years? How have you been?
Oh, I have been doing great, actually. Well, you know, I feel like we're kind of out of it now, so life is good. I don't know if that's just me or if it just seems like life has gotten kind of back to life, just like my second album. Everything's open again. I recently flew back and forth from the to the East and West Coast, and masks were not required on the airplanes. So, you know, life is good, and I think that we've finally figured a way to manage all of that now, and so we've overcome it, and we are, you know, so throughout, you know, the past, 2 years until now, and we're just finally getting, I mean, it was like we're in towards the end of May here, and just as of April, I think they released those mandates on the airlines and whatnot. So since then, the past 2 years, you know, I did get to come home and spend some time with family. And are you in the Washington, D.C. area, aren't you?
Yeah, I live in Maryland. I'm about 30 minutes away from D.C.
Okay, yeah. So I got to come back to the DMV area and spend time with family, and I worked on some writing and recording, and also tried to figure out how to stay active. I did a lot of walking, you know. I mean, all the gyms were shut down, my favorite yoga studios, dance studios, and so I did a lot of hiking and just walking, and you know, and that was really helpful for just clearing the mind. I mean, I think that the media really kind of stirred everybody up, and this is just my take on it. But that's how I kind of felt, and I think, you know, the best thing is to stay calm and to we adapt, and that's what we do, and so we make it work, and so yeah, I'm just really happy that we're back to things being open again, and I've been really steady performing a lot, so it's great to be back doing the things that we love, you know, out in public with all of our favorite people.
Well, fingers crossed that things stay the way that they're moving, but I understand that in the winter it's supposed to get bad, and COVID is on the rise in New York. So, you know, I do agree with you that it's something we're just probably going to have to live with, like with the flu. I've had COVID twice, and I've been boosted, vaxxed, waxed, whatever you want to call it. Everything's been done to me. So yeah, I think it's something we're just gonna have to live with. I'm glad that the mask, the mask mandates are off in a lot of places. I still wear mine certain places just because of the fact that I've had it twice. But there is a sense of freedom when you don't have to wear the mask. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, and fingers crossed that all these baby variants that COVID is having, they say that as long as it keeps having them, they're not as strong as obviously the first one. So hope, and I'm glad that things are opening back up so people can perform and do their thing. Now, obviously, the pandemic was a horrific thing. People died, people lost limbs, people have long-term COVID effects, which I do. It's just been rotten. But at the same time, there are pros during this time because we had downtime. Well, a lot of us had downtime, even if we were working from home, that we had time for self-introspection. I saw a lot of families walking together. I know people that cut back on work and wanted to spend time with family without us being in the world outside. The animals got to run free. Squirrels weren't getting hit by cars. The pollution level went down. So Mother Nature was happy. And the animals were happy, probably hoping that we wouldn't come back. And artists, people quit their jobs. I read a lot of articles on that because people wanted to do something more involved with their passion. They need to make money, but they will also want to be happy. And then with artists like you and I, people have created EPs, albums, singles. Some people just said, I'm not doing this music thing anymore. So a lot of people really thought about who they wanted to be or how they wanted to represent themselves in regards to their music. Some people want to be an effective player. So during that time, did you think about any of those things? Did you do some self-introspection?
Oh, yes, most definitely. I actually did overcome COVID as well. And, I'm super fortunate. I did lose some extended family members as well, so I can definitely relate. And so, it is, of course, was a very serious matter and something that we are going to continue to live with. But I'm happy that, the vaccines came out and that we can manage it a little bit better now. And I was most definitely I had to slow down, of course.
Right.
And I think collectively that society needed the downtime. I mean, I've talked to a bunch of friends that were just like, we were forced to stop. And in some ways it was a good thing because, sometimes we just get caught up in the rat race of life and work, and we don't, we don't take time out for ourselves as much as we could. And that's definitely something that I learned about in yoga, which is something in addition to my music that I practice as often as I can and teach as well. But yeah, so I was definitely able to slow down and, and spend that time with family and work on some original material. And so I think it was in some ways it was a very productive time while being still at the same time. To answer your question, that and I was able to work on some of my art more, and right. I wrote some new songs. One of them is kind of the theme to my upcoming album called Can't Stop Now. And, and as much as we'd had to slow down and kind of pause at the same time, going back to our roots and back to our creative selves and being the artist that we want to be, it was we have to keep moving. So while being still, it was kind of like, okay, well, we can't stop living. We can't just stop. So that's kind of the whole theme to the Can't Stop Now album. And so, you know, it's like we gotta keep going. You know, we got the vaccines. Like we gotta, you know, can't stop living. So that's kind of the whole theme of the upcoming album, and all my music I make to spark joy and enhance the lives of others, and to bring light to people around the world. So that's the theme of the upcoming music.
That's awesome. Now, how did you get into music? Was it something that you saw, you heard? Did you come out of the womb singing? What happened? How did you say that you are going to do music? Why and why?
Yeah. Well, my parents have been a huge influence in my life and my music. And my mom always said that I was whistling in the womb. So I think I came out pretty social being, and it was definitely nurtured in my family. And I had a piano since I was very young. I took to the piano in our home, and my preschool teacher happened to be a piano teacher. So it was always a part of my life growing up. I was really influenced by, you know, I found my parents' tapes of Michael Jackson and Madonna. And I mean, back then we had cassette tapes. So I grew up in the 90s. We had CDs too. And of course listened to radio, like we're here today. And so I think when I really realized I wanted to do music professionally was after I graduated from Virginia Tech. And actually during my time at Tech, while I didn't go to music school per se, I was privately trained with music growing up, but I decided to go to business for my undergrad. And I realized when I was at school, I was kind of surrounded by other musicians and kind of formed bands, and I was really influenced by Lady Gaga and some of her acoustic performances, and I decided to begin writing songs, and then was connected through a classmate to a local recording studio when I graduated. That was District Entertainment in Alexandria, Virginia. And so I formed a partnership with them and worked on my first album while I was working in marketing promotions. And I kind of self-funded my album, and that was when I just really decided I wanted to do music. I was like, you know what, I studied business, but I want to do music business, and I want to perform. And it was just always a part of my life, just growing up singing and performing on stages with dance recitals and piano recitals as well, and then always in school singing with choirs and vocal ensembles. So kind of wanted to just infuse everything into my own show, and so here we are today.
Awesome. And how important is it for you to be authentic in your music and your life?
I think being authentic and being you is the number one thing that you can do. Nobody is like anybody else, and people want to hear the real you, and I definitely value that. I actually had an instance where I was kind of disagreeing with a producer on some lyrics just because I didn't really feel that was truly me. And so I highly value it. I love to collaborate and write with producers, but I always strive to make sure that I believe in what I'm sharing.
That's really important. Would you consider yourself a social impact message type of artist?
A social impact, what was that?
I said, would you consider yourself a social impact message type of artist?
Oh, social impact message. You know, a lot of my music currently has been more based on personal experiences.
Okay.
I would love to dive more into that realm because I am passionate about social impact. But so far, it's been more. You know, I have love songs. I have songs more on personal experience. So that's definitely something that I'd like to add to my repertoire and my library and catalog. There's one song that I did do for charity, and it's not just for charity, but it's my holiday song that I worked with for Holiday Magic Project, which is out of San Diego, and it's a program for the children's hospitals, and not just in San Diego, but throughout the nation and also internationally. And so we bring music and we share activity with these children's hospitals to spread joy during the holiday season. And so I wrote a song for that, and it's basically a compilation CD and story and activity books to go along with it, and it's a compilation of different artists contributing different songs for this project. And so I wrote this original song called Believe, and I really thought about what might inspire somebody that's, you know, that's in the hospital. As I have experienced being in the hospital before, only for a short time, but I went back to that and I thought about what might make me happy when I was in that situation and what would bring others joy in the hospitals. And so I wrote the song Believe because I believe in the power of the mind and positivity. And so that's what the song is. You know, it's an anthem for believing in the light and keeping the faith.
Alrighty. Well, I'm going to play your song "Can't Stop Now," and to refresh our memory, what is that song about?
Yeah. So this song was actually written in 2018, and it was inspired by, at the time, I was living and working between two cities, and I was commuting anywhere from 2 to 5 hours one way in order to do that. And I'm super grateful to have had that opportunity. And at the same time, it was challenging as I was with commuting. It can be very challenging when it's that far. And so it felt almost like a rat race at times. But I was doing what I love to do, and I was through my dream and my passion, and I was, and in certain instances you have to, it's a hustle. And so that song was inspired by that time in my life where I was trying to figure out if I should make a move or if I should just keep commuting. And in addition to that, the message ended up being a lot bigger than that. And that was just the initial inspiration for the song. But the message really related to the pandemic, and I didn't end up releasing it until closer to now, because it really is just another positive anthem of continuing to keep moving, to never give up on your dreams, and to keep moving forward. And so that's
all right. Let me play it.
Don't know when this train derailed, but I gotta keep moving on. These arrows inside of me, they keep me reaching far. When will I get off this beaten path? Every rock and every Gotta know it's on the other side to see it with my naked eyes. If I lose my dream, I'll surely lose my mind. Maybe then I'll finally know that now I've always been fine. And find this reflection in the mirror with a smile. Ooh, I can see skies that open, clouds that write my name. Ooh, I can see stars through valleys, horses running bright, and it's out there within reach. I can't stop now, 'cause if I stop I lose my ground. What if I never make a sound? The world it keeps on turning, can't stop now. Won't let someone take my place, won't let my name be erased. Gotta keep moving, can't stop now. Can't stop now. 'Cause if I stop, I lose my ground. What if I never make a sound? The world it keeps on turning, can't stop now. Won't let someone take my place, won't let my name be erased. Gotta keep moving, can't stop now. I can't stop now.
Wow, that was beautiful. You have a beautiful voice.
Thank you so much.
So do you think about do you look for sync and licensing opportunities for your music?
Actively looking, yes. I mean, I'm definitely learning more about all of that. I've had some independent films. Nothing with any TV or feature films yet. But that is definitely, I've been collaborating with and connecting with people that have that are experienced in that field. And so yes, that's definitely on this part of the next goals for some of these songs.
You definitely should do it, because even listening to that song, it sounds like something that could be film, television, documentary, whatever. It's definitely something you should pursue. It's only my opinion, but that was amazing. That was fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I did have Jordan Sparks actually listened to the song and
oh, really?
Was potentially thinking about singing it. So yes, I mean, I think with a lot of that, it's sometimes it's not about what you know, but it's about who you know. And so yeah, I'm definitely continuing to connect the dots to be more to have these songs eventually picked up for some singing and licensing opportunities. And even if for other artists wanting to sing some of my songs, I'm in addition to singing, I'm also a writer. So I'm happy to write for other artists as well.
I could definitely picture Jordan Sparks singing this song. So fingers crossed. No, I mean, you sing it beautifully, but I could definitely, it sounds like a song that she would actually sing. based on, because I don't know what she's doing now. I know she got married and had a child, and I think she's still doing music, but that definitely would be great with her voice. Yeah, it's definitely,
Yeah.
if you have contacts like that, that is definitely awesome.
Yeah, it was in talks, but it didn't. I think she was too busy to kind of take it on. But yeah, you never know. I mean, Aretha Franklin sang Carole King's songs, so it's definitely gold in addition to the singing and licensing.
Yeah. What do you love most about being an artist?
Oh gosh, I think the lifestyle is what I love most about being an artist, is being able to create at free will. That's freedom to me. And so I think the creative process is my favorite part about being an artist, and then even down to living the life that I choose to live and my own scheduling. That's creative freedom as well. So yeah, I think I've always been an artist, with that I've always been kind of an independent contractor, and that's allowed me to have flexibility.
Right.
And so yeah, it's I think there's pros and cons to it, but I don't think there's anything better than creating something and sharing that unique piece of art that that you made that you made yourself. That's
so basically
that's the American dream or the international dream.
What is your end goal with your music? If you had a choice, I mean, you obviously can do both, be the artist and the writer. Would you prefer to be the writer and like write for other people, or do you want to do both?
I would want to. I do both. I first and foremost love performing. Performing is my number one passion, more so than being in the studio per se. I love both, but my number one joy is to actually be out there performing. And I think that's just because that's been a part of my life since I was so young. Even just, my first dance recital, I was 3 years old in a tap number. And, while it was a small local event, but that I love, and to bring other people joy through the performances is the most fulfilling thing that you could ever do, or that's what I believe. And so, my end goal is really to just inspire others, to bring others joy, and to touch as many lives and different cultures as I can in my lifetime, and to take my music all over the world.
That's awesome. What do you prefer, performing in a large venue or in a small venue, and why?
I can't say that I've performed in enough very large venues. It's like I've never performed in an arena per se. But the largest crowds I performed to probably around 1,000 or a couple of thousand. And those shows are really fun. So it's hard to say, because I think most of my performing is definitely more intimate, smaller venues, which I love, because then I can really connect with people even after the performance. To be able to go and chat with somebody right afterwards is really, it's special. And to be able to meet so many different people, I think that in an arena situation, that would be, or in a very large venue situation, that it might be a little bit different to do that. Although there are meet and greets and things like that. But there's just something about the intimacy of a small venue, which is really nice. You can really take the time to really connect with your audience.
True. Very true. And which one of your songs is your favorite to perform and why?
Favorite song to perform?
Yours.
I think it depends on, it's a favorite original song?
Yeah.
I think it depends on the mood and the venue, but Can't Stop Now has definitely been my go-to, especially during these times, and it being such a piano vocal ballad. I'm sure you can hear my dog barking in the background as well. So that's just President Lincoln saying hi over here. But yes, Can't Stop Now has been my go-to recently, just because for the times, I think everybody can kind of relate, and my goal is to inspire others. So that's the anthem that I call it an anthem, just because it's what kind of kept me moving forward throughout challenging times. So I wanted to share that with others as well. So yeah, that's definitely been my favorite song to perform. Another song, which is a little bit of a different flavor that will be coming out soon as well, is called Siéntame, and it's kind of a Spanglish reggaeton Latin pop song, and really gets people up and dancing. And that song is always super fun to perform. It's just a totally different vibe than Can't Stop Now. So while we have the inspiring piano ballad, I really love doing the upbeat pop songs as well, to perform, to get people up and grooving.
Awesome. Now I'm going to play your song, Drama Queen. Tell me what that's about.
Yes. Okay, so Drama Queen title is still to be determined. I believe it's actually going to be Chain Me, or Sorry Not Sorry. The Drama Queen title came from the producer because it sounds like kind of like a drama queen type song. But this song has a nice kind of reggae soul pop vibe. It's perfect for summertime. And this song is inspired by, again, personal relationships, and kind of the need to be free, again, with that universal theme of freedom. It was just, sometimes it was feeling tied down, or feeling like something is claustrophobic, and that need to just kind of break free and live your own life, follow your dreams, do what speaks to you. That's the inspiration behind this song, and we kind of gave a little Hollywood spin on it, referencing silver screen movies. So yeah, that's Sorry Not Sorry, and that's just Sorry Not Sorry. I'm going to live the life that I want to live. So that's the inspiration behind Drama Queen.
All right, let's play it.
Sorry, not sorry for being a bitch today. Got so much on my mind that I just need to say. Might be more than you can handle, but I'm worth the wait. The tigers can never be tamed.
My favorite line in there is "Don't try to change me," because I hate when people do that all the time. They want you to be what they want you to be, but cannot accept
Exactly.
that you are. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yes. Yes. Change or chain. Really kind of a similar message, but yeah, it's we don't want to be chained down, and we don't want to be changed.
Down. Even same difference. Same difference. Chain down. Mm-mm. People want to chain you down to be what they want you to do. They want you to be.
Exactly.
Instead of you accepting you for yourself. I mean, people are just not happy.
Right.
What is your writing process like? And if you get writer's block, how do you deal with it?
Writing process. I don't have any writing process. The thing that I can say is write as often as you possibly can, because that keeps the muscle exercise and it keeps you in practice. So one of my favorite things to do is to write right when I first wake up. Whether that's journaling with your morning coffee or just little exercises. I picked up a book called Writing Better Lyrics, and it's written by a Berklee School of Music professor, Pat Pattinson, and he's got a lot of great material out there for songwriters. And so there's tons of exercises in that book that's just free-flowing writing exercises. Also collaborating with other writers and writing in groups and sharing what you wrote. And it doesn't even have to be songwriting. It can just be any type of writing in general. So I think this, like any sport or like playing any instrument, writing is something that is just a consistent practice. And so just keeping that practice as often as possible is part of my routine. And then when it comes to writing songs, I sometimes like to just utilize some of the things that I've written in some of these free-flowing journaling exercises and turn that into lyrics, or turn these poems into lyrics, and then kind of put the music to it and work it out that way. And then from there, we do the song arrangement and development. And so that's kind of my process, and as soon as I can.
What are 3 things you wish you had known before you got into the music business?
I think that everybody measures success differently, and I never imagined that I would be that. I basically make my living off of performing. So, performing local gigs, casuals, some people call it, or even corporate events, weddings, things like that. And I don't think I ever realized that I would be doing that, back when I was in school. And so while I'm in the music business, I've also kind of partnered with like the hospitality industry, because I perform in hotels, or even the service industry with it being in restaurants and music venues. So I think that if I had known that beforehand, that there's not one way to define success, that things would be a little bit different. But I found a way to, not be the biggest celebrity in the world, but you can still be an independent artist, and you can still make a living, and you can be creative and share music. And so it's, there's no right or wrong way to do things. And I think you just got to get creative this day and age. And there's so many different outlets and resources. And so being an independent artist is, in some ways, it's difficult because there's so many people and anybody can do it. But at the same time, it's the best time to be doing it because we have so many resources available to us nowadays. So yeah, I think just just to kind of be creative and think out of the box, that there's no right or wrong way to do things. And then also just to always look for other avenues or outlets that, if one door closes, another one's going to open. And going back to the theme of Can't Stop Now, you keep moving and you find other things. And another thing is that I think it's important to continue businesses in other realms too, not just music. Yeah. Being an artist, you can be creative in so many different ways. And, you can design merch. You can, and that's also why I kind of studied yoga, because I want to be in the yoga and wellness business as well. And kind of, and so partnering with other industries is an asset. And I don't think I don't think that I realized the expansion of possibilities and opportunities that there really was before I really went into the workforce. Right. So yeah, I think that the world is our oyster, and to just take every opportunity that we can and make the most of it.
You said it. That's right. Well, LELE Rose, thank you so much for being on Chatting with Nat. I've learned a lot. I think you have an awesome, beautiful voice. You are extremely talented, and I can't wait to hear what else you have next. I'm definitely going to keep up and follow you wherever you go. And fingers crossed. You just never know. Some people can come back and say, Jordan Sparks might come back and say, you know what, I changed my mind, I have time, I'm going to do this song. Or it might go to somebody else that's famous out there, and they perform it, and it makes millions of dollars.
Exactly. Well, yeah, maybe she'll even hear Chatting with Nat, and we'll be getting a phone call from her later today. So we really appreciate you having me on and chatting and having this show for tourism music and for independent artists like me to help share our music. We really appreciate you, and it's been a pleasure to be on your show. So thank you, Nat, and I hope to meet you in person and perform and link up with you in the D.C., Maryland area someday. That would be really rad. We'll have to have a radio show out in public sometime.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. All right, everybody, that was LELE Rose. You can find her at www.lelerose.com. Instagram.com is Lele on the Keys. I like that. Our YouTube is LODK Productions, and Facebook is Lele on the Keys. I like that. I can't help it. I just like that. LELE Rose, that's who she is.
Yeah, that LODK stands for Lele on the Keys. So that's the little short LODK Productions.
I love it.
So yeah, thank you so much.
All right, and if you can't remember all of that, just Google her. Find her on Spotify. Find her everywhere. Go listen to her music. You can also buy it. It's not expensive. All right, until next time on Chatting with Nat. Chatting with Nat is a podcast for independent women seeking to speak their truth and to break down barriers. We host honest conversations that help to guide,
and empower women. Speak your truth and set yourself free. Let your voice be heard.
We all have that friend who wakes up early to go get everyone McDonald's breakfast, while the rest of us sleep in. This is your sign to thank them. And if you're that friend, this is us saying thank you.
Just a friendly reminder that right now, get any size iced coffee before 11 a.m. for just 99 cents. And a satisfying sausage McMuffin with egg is just $2.79. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.